Now let me explain to you, everything that God created, saints of God, it was created to function in its due capacity. And watch this, the fishes were made to swim, the birds were made to fly, the sun was made to shine and to give light in the day, and the moon was made, to give light in the night. Am I right about it? So when God created the animals, watch this, they were to produce after their kind, whichever kind it was. Which means every animal produced its kind. Which means the cat produced the cat. Am I right about it? The bird produced the bird. Am I right about it? The fish produced the fish. The elephant produced the elephant. Everything God created was to produce after its own kind. Am I right? So the Bible said God created man in his image, in his likeness. So mankind was to produce after their kind, which means the man was supposed to produce the what? What is mankind supposed to produce? Mankind, which means the man could not have went into the animal kingdom, but to produce an animal, man had to produce humankind. So everything God created was to produce after its own kind. It was to function in the manner which it was created to function. So the cat could not produce the dog because the cat purpose was not to produce the dog. The bird was not to produce the cat because the bird purpose was not to produce the cat. Y'all got it? Okay, watch this. Adam could not. He was not supposed to step out of his boundary of existence. Adam could not even fly like a bird because his purpose was not to fly like a bird. But watch this, through his seed, they produced the aircraft. Then they said, I can fly like this bird. But watch this, God did not create mankind to imitate the creation. He created mankind to imitate the creator. But mankind, he was so confused about his purpose, he tried to fly like the bird. But his purpose was not to fly like the bird. So what he did, when you could imagine mankind, they look at the bird and said, this bird, look how beautiful this bird is, this bird can fly. They said, now, I believe I can fly. So what he did, he produced the aircraft. He said, now I can fly. Watch this, mankind, they were so confused about their purpose, which in God created him to be like God, but he stepped out of his boundary of existence and he tried to fly like the bird. Look at somebody and say, neighbor, who are you imitating? Come on, say, neighbor, who are you imitating? Say, are you imitating God or are you imitating the creation or the creature? Watch this. Watch this. Christ, the second man, Adam, he defied the laws of nature and he walked on water. He had superimposed power. Adam's seed, or through his seed, they imitate nature and swims like a fish. But that's not what he was created for. He wasn't created to swim like a fish. So some of you wondering, what am I getting at? Who all know the Olympian Michael Phelps? Who all know Michael Phelps? That Olympian who won all those gold medals. You know where Michael Phelps got his motivation from? He didn't get it from God, he got it from the fish. Every time he saw the fish, he said, I could swim just like this fish. Ask your neighbor, say, neighbor, please tell me, who are you imitating? Every time he saw the fish, he said, I can swim fast just like this fish. So he looked at the fish. You can imagine Michael Phelps trying to swim. You can imagine him looking at that fish. You can imagine him trying to model his life after the fish. He wasn't trying to imitate his life or model his life after God. He had his eyes in the wrong place. Look at somebody and say, neighbor, refocus your attention, please. See, the reason why we're looking elsewhere and we getting our motivation from every place else but God is because we don't know our purpose of existence. Watch this. Watch this. Jesus, remember I told you, he defied the laws of nature. He said, mankind is so confused about their purpose. He said, they don't know that I created them to be like me. Let me show them their capability. So he started walking on the water. He said, let me show you the great things that you're supposed to be doing. Jesus said, let me walk on this water to show y'all that y'all don't have to get your motivation from creation. Y'all can get it from the Creator. So he had to defy the laws of nature and walk on water to show man, to refocus mankind, to see them. You don't have to imitate the creation or the creature. Imitate the Creator. Watch this. Adam's purpose was to rule, was to dominate, to have dominion over the fish of the sea, not to become subject under the thing. Look at somebody and say, neighbor, God created you to have dominion over, not to become subject to under the thing. In other words, things of God, what I'm trying to tell you is God created you to rule. He created you to have dominion, and he created you to walk in power. Look at somebody and say, neighbor, God created me to have dominion, come on, say it, say, neighbor, he created me to have dominion over the thing, not to become subject under the thing. Which means I'm supposed to tell the thing what to do. The thing not supposed to tell me what to do. I'm supposed to be ruling. I'm supposed to be running things. Look at somebody. Say, neighbor, I'm running things. I say, neighbor, I'm running things. Say, I'm the boss in this camp. Come on, say it. Say, neighbor, I'm the boss in this camp. Watch this. Prior to the fall, Adam was to produce after his kind. His kind was God's kind, because he was created in the image and the likeness of God. So watch this. But after the fall, he became subject to sin. Under the rulership of the enemy, he produced after his kind a sinful nature. So everybody that came into the world after Adam's sin, they were subject to sin. So they had a choice but to sin. Didn't Paul say, he said, every time I tried to do right, he said, evil always presented itself to me. Young people, you know what I'm talking about. Every time you try to turn off the television, think young people seem like somebody else, something else come in the front of you, present themselves in front of you. That is evil. And cause you to sin, cause you to mess up. Why? Because you would produce after Adam's kind a sinful nature subject to sin. But look at somebody say, neighbor, there's still hope. And after the message, you're going to understand what's the hope. Watch this. Jesus said to the professed believers in John 8 verse 44, he said, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. He speaketh a lie. He speaketh of his own, for he is a liar, and the father of it. What Jesus was saying, he was saying, like father, like son. Like father, like son. Because ye are of your father the devil, you're telling lies. He said, there is no truth in you. So, watch this. Like father, like son. That's a principle. Watch the principle. If you look at Genesis 1 verse 12, you could turn it there if you may. Genesis 1 verse 12, it says, and the earth brought forth grass, and the herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, watch this, whose seed was in itself. And God saw that it was good. In other words, what God is saying in the text, that there is a seed inside of a seed, whose seed is in itself. So the seed must produce its kind, because there is a seed inside of the seed. You produce your kind, I produce my kind, God produce his kind. And the kind I want to be is God kind.